Good morning and welcome to our spring cooking show with the TM6 Passion team. As you can see and feel, it's a spring and today is going to be a very warm day, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's a new beginning and we also have new collections that I will show you a little bit later. And let's start cooking. Sophie will make some curried chicken, as you can see here in the background, and salad wraps. Tanya will present her asparagus and goat cheese cream. Our newly team member, Laura, welcome Laura, will show you how to make a Brussels sprout salad with cranberries and almonds. And finally, I will make some chocolate carrot muffin with frosting to celebrate my son's birthday. Today is 8, so it's gonna be so much fun. And Sophie, you can go.
Okay, hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this class. I have the pleasure to start it this time. So today I am going to show you how to make a curried chicken salad wrap. And this can be a gluten grain-free recipe if you want to. There is a very nice recipe of the grain-free, so gluten-free wraps on the Australian Cook I Do. So you can just remove in your filter when you search the recipes, the filter USA, and search grain-free wrap. But we can share that recipe with you too. I'm going to retrieve my recipe from my week planning on my Cook I Do. This is actually here the dairy and grain-free wraps recipe that I have next to it. I'm not going to show that today, but you can find it on my Facebook or my Instagram if you want to see it. And I'm going to start with my chicken wrap. So the first step here is to cook the chicken. And for that, we are going to use the varoma. So the varoma, for those who might not know, is very useful to steam everything that you want to steam. So I'm going to add here, it's asking me to add 500 grams of water. I'm going to turn my scale so that it's back to 0. And I'm going to add my 500 grams of water. There we go. Press next. I'm sorry. Press next to it. Oh, there. I'm going to put my lid back on, remove the measuring cup, and I will place my varoma on the top of it, removing the lid. And I'm going to add my chicken. I'm just going to do a half portion today as usual. So it's asking for 500 grams. I'm going to just use 250 grams of my, I prepared my chicken tenders. They recommend tight fillet or chicken tenders. So if you want to have your chicken more shredded and more in chunks, so this is where it's going to make a difference. The tight are going to be more chunks, stay in chunks, and the fillet are going to be shredded more. I'm going to press next. I'm securing my varoma lid. Next, and then it's already pre-programmed, 25 minutes, varoma temperature, and speed 2. I'm just going to reduce the time to 20 minutes since I have less chicken. I don't think I need that much time. So I can easily here go and tweak that. And then I'm going to activate my varoma. And I see you in 20 minutes.
Thank you, Sophie. Tanya, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our spring class. I'm happy to see you again. So today I'm going to make a cream of asparagus with goat cheese. So we're going to do the first step. So I'm going to put my screen a little bit closer so you can see it better. So I press start, and I'm going to put 200 grams of goat cheese. So I'm just putting a little bit less, but yeah, I'm still putting some. And then I press next, and I have to add five leaves of mint, finely chopped, and also for the next step, 5 sprig of chives. So it has to be finely chopped. So I already did it. I put both together. So that's why I go to the next step. So I put it with the cheese, with the goat cheese. And now we are going to mix everything together. But before that, I just add a pinch of salt. Yeah. A pinch of black pepper. So you can do it according to your taste. So you don't have to put the pepper if you don't like it. So now I put the lid on the top, and I'm going to mix everything for 20 seconds, speed 4. Okay, so I will show you the result. So we have our cheese and herbs mixed together. So I'm going to pour it in a little bowl. So we save it for the end, because this is something that we're going to add to the soup at the end. So I'm just going to remove it and save it on the side. The cheese is a little bit hard, so it's more, yeah. Up. And I just have a little bit more to remove. And that's it. And of course, so now we're going to do the next step. And for the next step, I do not need to clean my bowl. So you can keep your bowl like this, just put it back, and then continue to the next step. Yeah. So the next step, we are going to add, so it's green onions, 60 grams of green onions. And we are going to chop the green onions for 5 seconds, speed 5. Okay, so I will show you. So you can see that the green onion is mixed with the leftover or cheese. So I'm going to scrap down. So I put everything at the bottom of the bowl. And then I put it back on the base. And now I am going to add my asparagus. So it asks for 1,000 grams of asparagus that I add to my green onions. So I cut them in pieces like that for those of you who want to know. Yeah, because then they have to, we're going to saute them. So we don't want to have big pieces in the bowl. Okay. And now I press next. So I add the olive oil, so 20 grams of olive oil. See, so this is a very spring recipe. Only good ingredients. And we are going to add the lid, and we are going to saute this for 5 minutes. So I see you back in 5 minutes.
Thank you, Tanya. Sophie was kind enough to put one of the 4 recipes we're making. If you have comments, feel free to put it in the chat or unmute yourself. There's no problem with that. Laura is going to do her broccoli salad.
Thanks, Steph. It's actually a Brussels sprouts one, but it tastes really good. Anyway, so this salad came because I work full day, so between meetings I needed something fast. And I found this one. I really like Brussels sprouts. There's no cooking, so it's fast. And it's easy. So, of course, it turned off, right? But anyway, so as Sophie was saying, you can like choose your recipes that you want for each day and then put them to the day that you want to cook them. So in this case, I put the Brussels sprout salad for today. And the also cool thing about the Thermomix is you don't need to, I mean, in this case, because we're like doing the demo, we did like the measuring beforehand, but you don't need to like do all of these dishes. You can measure directly in the Thermomix, and then that way you avoid cleaning way more. Also, it's only one bowl, so you only have to clean this one bowl in this case. So let's go here. My week. And here it is. So I click on it. And here's like the full recipe. So we're gonna start cooking. So it asks for 8 ounces of bacon diced. So I did pull them out because we really like bacon in this house. So there it is, the 8 ounces. So next we're gonna put the lid, and it's gonna like cook at high heat to get this like a little bit like crispy texture. And it's gonna be for 15 minutes. So actually we're gonna go back now to Steph, we're gonna go to you.
That is correct. Yes.
So we go back to Steph.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna start with going into my planner, so we can actually you can actually do your weekly planner on your computer. And so I press in here. I don't know if you see anything. Not much. Let's see. Okay. I press the 3 buttons on the upper left, and then I see my week. So I press my week. And you can see I have the chocolate carrot muffin here and the icing, buttercream icing that I'm going to put on top. So I press on it and I start cooking. So for this recipe, you will need a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go one at a time so you can follow me. So first you heat up your oven at 320 Fahrenheit. Here it's in Celsius, but it's 320. And then I'm going to place 60 grams of sunflower seeds. And then I'm going to add the lid. And it's going to grind for 10 seconds at speed 8. Okay. And then it's asking me to scrape down the side of the bowl. So as you can see here, it's completely milled. And I'm going to keep going. 200 grams of carrots cut into pieces. And then 100 grams of dates, of course, peated. You don't want to grind the pits. And I'm going to insert the lid again. 12 seconds, speed 6. Okay. So I'm going to see how it looks and I'm going to show you as well. Okay, see? Everything is grounded. So I feel like I need to do it a little bit more. So I'm just going to put everything in the middle here. And I'm going to do another time because I feel like the carrots are not very grounded. So let's see. 12 seconds. I'm going to put, 10 seconds, speed 6. Oh, see, it's not turning anymore. So I feel like this is enough.
There is a model code.
And I'm going to scrape down the sides. Yeah, it seems very mushy. Okay, and now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. And I'm sorry, my husband is dealing with the fridge who has a problem, so we can hear his voice. That's it. So now I'm going to put 2 eggs. So there's a way here to check if there's not going to be any shell into your muffins. So you put it actually here on the top of the lid, and you can see by yourself if there's no shell going on. So I don't see any. And I just pour it like that. That way you're sure it's not going to be any cracking when you eat your muffins. Okay, and then I'm going to add 60 grams of milk, which is here. And press next. 2 tablespoons of sugar. It says raw sugar. I'm just going to put cane sugar. And 2. And then 100 grams of olive oil. And this is going to make the muffin really moist. So there we go. And now I'm going to mix it to speed for 6 seconds. Okay. And now I'm going to add 170 grams of spelt flour. And so the spelt flour has slightly more protein and fewer calories than all-purpose flour. It contains nutrients, which is vitamin B2, protein, and fiber. So it's much better than all-purpose flour. Okay. And it's a bit different. It's not as white. It looks more like brown. It's also much tougher. Yeah, it's tougher than the wheat. And it's low in gluten, but it's still not a gluten-free flour. All right, so 170, and I have the count here. 20 grams of raw cocoa powder. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I use this one here. 2 teaspoons. You want the muffins to rise. You don't want them to be flat, otherwise there's no point, right? And 70 grams of dark chocolate chips. And now I put 80 grams. Okay, well, that's okay. And you mix it for 20 seconds, speed 3. Okay. So let's see how it looks like. As you can see here, everything is mixed. So now I'm just gonna put a few in the muffin tins here. If you can see well. All right. And I'm just gonna do 2 of them. 1 and 2. And you just keep going. And so, of course, I made a batch yesterday. And I came out with 12 of them. So I'm gonna have 24, just enough for the party today. And so what kids love the most is icing on top. I found out when I had kids that's the only thing that they like. So that's what I'm gonna do, because you know you want to have some decoration on it as well. So I'm gonna do the frosting right now, and I'm gonna use my other bowl, and it's always very useful to have 2. So
Stephanie?
Huh?
So sorry to interrupt, but I think maybe we can make a break and switch to Tanya, who has 20 minutes then to.
Oh, are you done, Tanya?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. No.
Sorry. Okay, so asparagus are beautifully sauteed. So I'm going to show you. I wish you could smell it. So as you can see, they mixed with the leftover of the cheese and the herbs. I think it looks so nice that I could eat it like that too, and it smells so good. But I'm not going to do that right now because we're making a cream. So we go to the next step, and the next step is to add 700 grams of water. Okay. Oops. And then I will add my homemade paste that I've already mentioned in the previous classes. So if you want the recipe, you just go to the Cook I Do platform and you will find it. And trust me, once you try it, you will never go back to the stock that you find in the store. So this time, usually I don't put the Parmigiano in it when I make the vegetable stock, but this time I decided to try it because I think it had some flavor. So feel free to do it or not, but I strongly encourage you to make your own vegetable stock now. And then I press next, I put the lid, and we are going to cook everything for 20 minutes. Okay, so Stephanie, you can go back. I have 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying it's very, very convenient to have 2 bowls in any case. And I'm gonna put only these 4 ingredients for this recipe: butter, sugar, vanilla extract, and hot water. But for now, I'm gonna show you a great, let me get the lid. Where's the other lid? Okay. So I'm gonna go here, cancel recipe. Yes, I want to cancel it. And I'm going back to my weekly planner. And here you can see the buttercream icing. But so here in this recipe, they say 250 grams of icing sugar. And I want to show you with the Thermomix, you don't even have to buy icing sugar because you can actually make it. So, so I'm going to show you how. You just pour I'm going to use the scale. 125 I put because I want to make half of the recipe, otherwise it's too much. 125. And then I put the lid on top. And I just use the manual mode here. So I'm going to go for 1 minute, speed 10. And I'm going to unmute myself because someone's going to talk about that.
Okay, I just wanted to add that I added the vegetable stock paste link into the chat for those of you who are interested. And there is not only vegetable stock paste, there is also links for beef stock paste and chicken stock paste. So it's very convenient to have that in your fridge. It lasts for months and it's very healthy. You know at least what is in your food, right? Also regarding what Stephanie is doing right now. So as she mentioned, one of the big advantage with the Thermomix is that due to the the strong power of the motor, you can grind literally everything. So you can grind your coffee, you can grind your sugar to make powdered sugar, which is expensive, by the way. You can grind your own flours, rice flour, flax flour, all those flours that are so expensive in the store, you can make them your own at home. So this is convenient because you don't have to buy a big bulk. You can just do as much as you need, and that's one of the big thing that we all like with the Thermomix. You make everything from scratch. So I think Stephanie is done. I'm going to leave her talk again.
Thank you, Sophie. And here, see, the result is amazing. You have powdered sugar. So I'm going to keep going with my recipe here. Go back here, my week. Do you see well the screen? Better than before, right? Okay. So I'm just going to put the sugar down. Okay. I'm gonna add the sugar's down, the salt, the butter. So half of it, 60. And now I'm gonna put the lid back on and it's gonna turn speed 10 seconds. Okay. So scrape down the side. Okay, you can see already the color changed. So the sugar is well mixed with the butter. But of course, we want to add some flavor to it, right? We don't want it to be bland. So that's why we have to add the vanilla extract. But first, we're going to insert the butterfly whisk in between the blades here, like this.
Stephanie, I have a question. I imagine you can add some color too if you want, right? And that would be
yes,
as well. Okay,
that's true. Oh yes, the colors. So I actually bought colors at Whole Foods, and they're plant-based, which I like better. I don't like all those artificial flavors, and so I'm just gonna leave it plain this time. But yeah, you can add a few color if you want. So yeah, it depends on the kit, right? So then 2 teaspoons of boiling water. So I had boiled the water previously. I'm going to do over the sink. 1 and 2. Okay. And then half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay. And you're just gonna put the lid back on. And so it's gonna go for 2 minutes at speed 3. Is anybody ready for the next step?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay.
So yeah, so the chicken is cooked, and one thing that I really beg you to do is when you open the lid of your varoma is really to pay attention, not to open it towards your face, otherwise you're going to get all the steam in your face, but opening away from your face, turn the lid, and then put it on your surface. And this is going to be like the under plate for your varoma, so it's not dripping, right? And as you can see, my chicken is cooked. So one thing to pay attention when you are steaming something is really to spread out your food onto the varoma, so it's not all in one chunk, and it's going to cook more evenly. So what is my next step? I remove the varoma and I transfer the chicken to a bowl to reserve. And following, if I want to follow the recipe, this is going to ask me to cool the chicken, to let the chicken cool, but I'm not going to do that. It's going to cool by itself. After that, I'm going to shred it first. So I'm just going to invert those 2 steps. And I did that last time. It went very well. So I'm just going to get rid of that and set aside and let cool for 15 minutes. And I'm going to get rid of my water as well. There we go. I don't need to wash my bowl, right? It was only chicken juice. And I'm going to put my chicken back into my bowl. And we are going to mix this to shred it, actually. So it's going to, not to cut it, but the blades, you don't see it, I'm sorry. The blades here, I don't know if you can see that little icon here. It says it's going to turn reward. So it's going to push with the back of the blade, not with the cutting edge, but the back, which means that it's just going to pull the chicken apart. 10 seconds, and there is no heat this time, of course. Sorry. We go. So this is when, if you use chicken tights, it's going to make bigger chunks. If you use chicken fillet tenders, then it's going to be really pulled in a little, really like shredded. So this is the way you prefer. You just choose the. I'm sorry. Just to choose the piece of chicken you want. So I'm going to put this on a separate bowl and let it cool down while I'm doing the dressing, the curry for my chicken. There we go. So again, this is my chicken here. I don't know which way I have to.
Sophie, can I just say, like, that was like a game changer for me. Before I would like shred with my fingers, get burned all the time. And when I knew that the Thermomix exists, that I was like amazed. Like for tinga, usually it takes forever to make just because of the shredding. But in that thing, like literally like 4 seconds, you're done. So I think that's like a game changer for me.
Yeah, for pulled pork or beef. I mean, it's really it's fun. It's really good. It saves time. And so I'm gonna add 8 sprigs of coriander, leaves only. If you don't like coriander, you can just add parsley. This is what I'm using right now. because coriander has a strong taste. Not everybody likes it. 2 spring onions, cut in pieces. And 50 grams of toasted pine nuts. There we go. So I toasted that quickly beforehand. And then we can add also raisins. I'm not going to put any. And then just mixing all this together. So 3 seconds, speed 5. Okay, now we're gonna add the mayonnaise. So I made, of course, my own mayonnaise. There are plenty of recipes actually on Cook-I-Do. So you can do some without eggs. You can do some dairy-free. So it's this is just a regular one, and I have some tarragon mustard in it. So that's why there are little dots of tarragon in it. So 200 grams of mayonnaise. Since I'm doing the half portion, I'm just going to add 100 grams. And the mayonnaise literally is like 10 minutes worth of your time, really. I mean, it's and it's
So,
so
Sophie, Claire was asking, do you use fresh or dried raisins?
well, raisins are always dried. Otherwise, it would be grapes. So
yeah,
this is different from French. We say raisins for both, but in English, raisins are the dry one, and the grapes are the fresh one. I forgot to show you before I poured my my mayonnaise. So this is the chopped results of my pine nuts and my parsley. So I'm gonna add the curry. 2 teaspoons of curry powder, so 1 teaspoon for me. There we go. A half teaspoon of ground turmeric. A lot of nice colors and flavors here. Salt. So this is up to your taste, right? I mean, if you like it with a lot of salt, just go ahead. If you eat without salt, just wave it. Ground pepper. I like it spicy, so lots of pepper is good for me. And then my chicken. And you probably guessed what we are going to do next. We are going to mix everything, blend everything. I mean, not blend, but so that it's the chicken is going to be coated with the mayonnaise and the curry. 20 seconds. Again, I am reverse mode, and it's just going to be speed 1.
Sophie, this looks really yummy.
It's very easy. It's a little bit of work if you do the mayonnaise and the flatbreads at the like everything on the same day. But since I did my my tortillas beforehand too, so here they are. See, they are a little bit thicker than the one you can find in the store, and but they taste really good actually. But you can use literally any tortilla that you can find in store, and you don't
the homemade is so much better, especially and easy to make with a Thermomix, and I'm sure the mayonnaise makes all the difference. You know, the homemade one.
Oh, the mayonnaise is just so good. So
yeah, it makes a difference.
Here is my chicken. So as you can see, I have a little spot in the middle that was not well mixed because it was on the top of my blade. So I'm just going to pull a little bit everything together, and I could like give it one more try, but I'm not. And then the only thing I have to do is just assemble my my wrap. Put this away here. There we go. I'm going to take my tortilla. I'm gonna take this one, it's a little bit thinner. I'm gonna add my chicken salad on it. Like this. Adding a little bit of rucola, or you can add some spinach too. And then just wrap it. Like this. I should have taken a little.
Beautiful.
There you go. I need a
little
little
toothpick.
Toothpick, yes.
Toothpick.
I have to prepare one, but there you go. So this is yeah, very nice. And even if you want to eat it like this, or you know, on top of a green salad, it's really good too.
Thank you, Sophie.
Welcome.
Is Laura ready?
Laura's ready.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So the bacon, this is how it turned out of the first 15 minutes. And then we're gonna do another 15 minutes. But because of time, I did it beforehand. And once it's done with another 15 minutes, you put it over here, that it's like your simmering basket that goes inside, but you put it on the drain. So all the lard goes away, and then you just remain with the little bacon there. So once we're done with that, now we're gonna do the salad dressing. So it's all in the same bowl. I didn't have to clean it or anything. We want the bacon flavor in there. So you go next. Also, like, it's not like you have to figure out what velocity or how many minutes or whatever you have to do for each recipe. It tells you everything. It's like, you don't have to think. But anyway, so it's first balsamic vinegar you put in, 2 ounces. Then you do 2 ounces of olive oil. And then it's either honey or maple syrup. I did honey. Now I'm regretting it because it's a little bit thick. Anyway, it worked out. Then Dijon mustard. Salt. Pepper. And all is in there. And now we're just gonna mix it. So for your lid. And now it says turn to speed number 8. 10 seconds. So your salad dressing is done, guys. I don't know if you can see it. It tastes really good. So it says pour it in the bowl with the bacon, and then the bacon starts getting the flavor of the dressing, which is really good. So I'm gonna mix them. Okay. So now this is the part that I love from the recipe, which is the Brussels sprouts, right? So this is your Brussels sprout out of the grocery store, right? Usually whenever there was like a Brussels sprout recipe, I love the flavor, but I hated like the trimming and like the cutting and everything. So I was like, I want to try it in the Thermomix and see if it's really easier. So the only thing you need to do is cut the stem out, like this little thing. So you just cut this out. You end up like with a little Brussels sprouts without the stem. So it says, place the 8 ounces of the Brussels sprouts. So 8 ounces. And then next, then 2 ounces of pink lady apples. To be honest, I used whatever apple was at the grocery store. Can't remember the name, but it's okay. And then it goes 1 ounce of celery. So it's here. 1 ounce of spring onions. And guys, I just realized, let me see if it works anyway. Next. And then we do so it's all chopped up nicely. show you how it looks. And I gotta be honest, I did a mistake. I should have divided it in two. So I did all at once because I tend to be like, just get it done. But no, guys, if you do it like half and half with the Brussels sprouts, then it turns out a little bit finer, but it's good. I mean, it's eatable. It's really nice. So it's okay. If you don't have time, you can do it once. So
thanks for your honesty.
True. Because when you see the recipe, you're going to be like, Laura didn't tell us this, but this is it. Okay. Then it says, insert again the bowl. Well, we did that already. Next. Okay, now we need to weigh in the cranberries. So it's 4 ounces. I actually bought like cranberries that have less sugar. Let's see how they turn out. I usually use the regular ones. Then silver almonds, here they are. And then you just use the bowl for measuring. That's why it tells you like pour it in. So that way you don't have to like measure anything. So you pour it into your serving bowl. And then once you're done, you add your bacon and your dressing. And you mix everything. Your salad is done, guys.
Wow, that was quick. Thank you, Laura.
No, you're good. Thank you.
Is Tanya ready with her chicken, or I can go ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing chicken. Soup. It's Sophie, but it's okay.
I don't know what's going on in my head today.
It's okay. So the asparagus are cooked with the water. So now we are going to blend everything for 1 minute at speed 10. But I won't go at speed 10 right away. I just go gradually. So I start with 5, and then yeah. And then I gradually, I don't know if you can hear me, but I gradually increase the speed until I reach 10.
And you can be assured that there's not going to be any spill, you're not going to burn yourself. This is perfectly engineering, because I had blenders where the top would just blow off in my face. So you can be assured nothing's going to happen like this with the Thermomix.
Okay, so it's done. I'm just waiting because it's very hot. So you have to be careful. I want to show you the result. So, it smells so good. Wow. So what you do now, so the next step of the recipe is to add 100 grams of cream. But I personally don't like cream in my soup because I'm a purist and I like to have the taste of the vegetable. So for me, adding cream, even a little bit, changes the taste. So it's personal. But feel free, if you try that recipe, feel free to add the cream. So you add 100 grams of cream, and then a pinch of salt, and then you mix everything together, and you can adjust. And I'm gonna put it in the bowl to show you, because then we have, I don't know if you remember. Wow. So I don't know if you remember the cheese that we mixed at the beginning with the herbs. So what you do now, once you pour your soup in your bowl, your cream, can you see it? I don't want to bend it, but I don't want it to fall. So you can make a nice a kind of nice spoon. So if you have a ice cream scoop, I would recommend to use a ice cream scoop if you want to get something very nice as a presentation. And what you do, you just put it like that in the middle of the cream, and then you can add some fresh herbs, some fresh chives around. Can you see it?
Yes, we see it. Thank you, Tanya.
And voila, et voila.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, it's as you were saying, it's your personal preference if you don't want to add cream, but that's the beauty of Thermomix. You can choose whatever you want. If there's one ingredient you don't want to add, you know, just don't do it. You're still the chef. Let me show you now the icing cream here that I made. And so I'm just going to apply on the muffin a little bit here. And you see it's easily spreadable now. Then I think I'm just going to put them in the fridge so they can get a little bit harder. And of course you can decorate the way you want. I bought those no artificial flavors and no fructose, high fructose corn syrup. And so I'm just gonna put it on top. And then you can decorate the way you want for the birthday boy. And yeah, so I don't know if I have time. I wanted to talk to you a bit about Cook I Do. So I'm going to share the screen quickly here. Hold on, I thought I had it ready, but it's not ready. Okay. So I'm going to share now. There we go. So as you can see here, you have a few collections that came out. You have protein power balls, and it's all over the Instagram with the other consultants. You have also, if you celebrate Easter, you can dye your own eggs with natural ingredients. Sorry. And so I wanted to show you this. And also tomorrow, there's going to be a big turnaround with Cook I Do. You will be able to personalize your Cook I Do account by putting your picture up, by setting up your preferred cooking style, the default search filter also, so you can add either English or French, so you don't have to go back every time to your preferred language. And so, of course, your account won't be public to other users. It will be your own. So we're really excited about this, and we're hoping you're going to like it too. And also tomorrow, there's going to be a promotion with Thermomix. So talk to your consultant to see what's going to happen tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. If you have questions, reach out to your consultant, ask in a chat. Otherwise, the class is going to be closing. Sophie, do you want to add something?
No, actually, no.
Okay. Well, thank you, Laura, for showing your recipe and for being part of the new TM6 Passion team. If you want to join us, feel free to reach out. Thank you, Sophie and Tanya, for showing your recipes and for being very present at every cooking classes. So I really appreciate you. And have a great Sunday. Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys.
And thank you to you, Stephanie, too.
Oh,
for being
Thank you.
bye.
Oh, this is beautiful, Sophie. Okay, I'm on my way, okay?
Come over, I'm alone, come over.
I'll bring the soup and we can have a nice meal. I bring the cream of...
Yeah, and Stephanie brings the cupcakes, so we have,
yes.
we
have an entire meal.
have a full meal, yeah.
Yeah, we have a full meal to share. It's a beautiful day outside, so yeah, beautiful weather.
Nice spring. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.